Welcome everyone, this is the second devlog for the game called the Colosseum. Let's get right into what we did in the last weeks. We removed mana, so mana is completely gone. I like that because now there's no decision between should I heal or should I use my offensive abilities that are really cool and I kind of want to use them. So Hydro just has now a cooldown of 5 seconds, so then you can just use it constantly. Healing is now only possible in the middle after a specific time, and you don't have to press a button for that, so it just auto heals you for as long as you stay inside the circle. So you go into the circle, it starts to charge up, and after 5 seconds it's activated, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, the circle, and inside of the circle you will heal automatically. Once you leave it and stay out of it for 3 seconds, it stops. So healing now is a thing which is automatic, and that's really beginner friendly in one way, but staying inside of the middle is still pretty rough because everyone surrounds you and everyone attacks you from everywhere, and you don't have that much space to dodge and that much space to run away. Of course you can tank a lot more because you heal constantly, and that's why this kind of playstyle is more meant for beginners, for people who are more casual. And there will be a different playstyle that we will introduce in the next patch with a combo system. I still haven't worked out the details, but it's something about the more you kill the enemies, the faster the more hyped up the crowd gets and the more they want you to do more. And if you deliver and you kill enough fastly and do enough cool things fastly enough to hype them up more to a specific degree, then they will give you something. I don't know what it is. Maybe you have to do that multiple times and then you get like an item for free, or they're gonna completely heal you, or they throw a healing pot in and you have to pick it up. I don't know what it is, but for now I like this a lot more. It's really beginner friendly, gives them a different playstyle that is still having its own difficulties because you can get knocked out of the healing circle. You still need to fight and hold your ground inside of it, and that's a really cool playstyle. And the other one would be that you run around and kill everyone that you see on sight. I like that playstyle a lot too. Another thing we did is we made time slows, time freezes. That means when you get hit, time usually slows down. Time slows down, and when you hit someone it also slows down and all that stuff. And we changed that to a freeze, so it completely freezes for a moment. The reason why we can do that is because we changed the screen shake so that it doesn't care about what the time does. So if time is frozen, it still shakes, and that means you will not think the game is lagging, but it feels like the game is freezing because you got hit. So it's feeling a lot better. It feels a lot more crisp, less mushy. That's what it was before. It kind of was weird because you would get hit and then you would hit someone and the time would still be slowed, and then it would continue kind of being slow, and it was really weird. A lot better now. Unity 2020 is out, so I used that opportunity to upgrade to it because I felt it will be a lot more stable. The last version was kind of not stable, to be honest, and I disliked that a lot. And some things that should work did not work anymore, like Unity Analytics and WebGL versions of the game. Now, I still don't have a WebGL version because it was laggy when I did it first. I didn't put it on any website, so maybe that is the reason, but I need to investigate, like, why is it lagging? Maybe the game is just too big, probably because of post-processing. So I will see if I put up a spec down version for WebGL. That is now a possibility since we upgraded to 2020 and completely made it a new project. So I kind of like imported all the scripts and everything in, over, and it was a lot of work, which that also had made, which is pretty weird, is post-processing. I used the old version because I liked it more, and in 2020 I can't do that, so I had to redo the whole post-processing with the new one. And I also took that time, took that chance to work a little bit over the art of the enemies. Not like how they look, they're also boxes, don't get excited. But they have emission maps, and I kind of took my time to say how bright should bright be, how dark should dark be, and what do these bright and darknesses mean. So like when they attack, how bright are they? If it's a really big strong enemy, how bright should he be if he attacks? And then how bright should they be when they are not attacking, when they are about to attack? All these things I kind of like made rules for that and like set that into play, and like it looks a lot better now, and I think it's a little bit more clear what happens. Next up, enemy update. I think the set is pretty good now. I don't know if the strong enemy will stay in this set or in another set. I generally like him, especially now that the healing is, you need to stay inside of the circle to keep healing, and he kind of knocks you out of it. That's such a cool thing. So if you like that, you get punished so badly by him, and I really like that. I changed him a little bit so he now always goes behind you. The duelists are now super simple. I took a lot away from them, which is really good. I made their attack a little bit easier to dodge, like a little bit smaller. I made them slower, which I think is really cool. They're now kind of like a zombie enemy. Like in Doom, there's this enemy which is just really slow, and I really got inspired by that because I think it's really good. It's a really slow enemy that you can't ignore, that you should ignore because you don't care about him. He walks up to you, then he starts to slowly attack. Like, come on, you can't easily dodge that. So you ignore him, and you focus other enemies that are more important, but he's still there. He's still kind of existing, and I would not say annoying, but something like it, because it's too easy, right? And he gives you a little bit more tension without giving you a really, oh my god, this enemy is really OP, I don't know why he's in the game kind of feeling, right? So really strong enemies can't be that many in the game, so weak enemies like like the duelists are really good because they're constant threat, but not really a threat. So it gives you more feeling of action. So I really like that. So a lot of them are now in the same usually because they're really easy to beat. They're really easy to ignore. The Ranger has infinite range now, but practically that never really happens that much because they follow you usually and keep a specific distance. So usually that is their range. Then if you jump away, they will still then shoot at you from further away and they won't care that you're too far away. I finally took the time to work over the wolves. They now have a new shake roll, so when you get close to them, they start growling, and then when you get closer than that and ignore their warning, they start howling. Now when one wolf howls, all the others join, like in real life, and they all go Roo! And then after that, they all jump on you. So that is kind of like the old one, and it just works better now. Like, there's no cooldown anymore. That was really weird. And now they also keep a specific distance to you, and that distance becomes smaller and smaller and smaller the longer you ignore them. So they don't just let you ignore them forever anymore, right? So they start really, really far, and then they close in until you have no, like, you will automatically go into their distance so that they start holding. We worked over the wave system, so now it's like a wave that contains chunks. So basically a wave containing like smaller waves, and you don't see like when those smaller waves ends, you see when the big wave ends. And I am allowed to say like, okay, now spawn that enemies, now 10 seconds later spawn these enemies. Then when you killed all but 5 enemies, spawn the next part of this wave, and that is really cool. So I can do a lot for the pacing, for the design, and the system works a lot better for me to allow me to do more different things. So in this version 0.3, you have 4 normal levels that I think are quite enjoyable and easy and normal. And then the 5th wave is again a hard wave that I give to everyone who wants a challenge. And it's a new type. The new wave type is that it just keeps spawning enemies constantly. It doesn't care about you. It just every 10 seconds, 20, 15, whatever seconds spawns new enemies. And then when the wave is done, all of them explode. And the wave is done. And you survive. So later on, if there's like something where you get gold from killing enemies, or where you want to kill a lot of enemies to get the hype up and stuff like that, when all these systems would be there, it would be a really cool wave, because it would be either you try to survive and stay inside the circle or run around like crazy, or you try to kill them to make as much gold as you can. So it's kind of meant to be that in the future, but also really hard to survive because so many enemies spawn. And kind of like a Armageddon kind of wave, because you need to kill a lot of them, otherwise they become too many and they will not disappear until the end of it. So I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of craziness that I really like. That was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, or whatever you do. Like, just, I don't know, man, hit it gently. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking your time. If you have anything to say, any feedback, any comments, please hit me up with them. They really, really help, and they really mean a lot. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.